Everybody know a lot of people have lack of motivation, but they don't realize motivation itself. The word motivation is called energy. It's no use having, say, for example, you're reading a book, you got the knowledge. It's no use having the knowledge sitting in your head without action. Now, that knowledge needs to be action.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very first episode of Reinventing Yourself, which is courtesy of Walking Up Mountains. Today, we're going to be discussing understanding purpose, motivation, and energy, everything energy. I've got the pleasure of talking to my mentor. This is actually going to be framed as Reinventing Self conversations with my mentor. I've got my mentor in the house today. Her name is Margarita. She's going to introduce herself, but I'll give you a little bit about a background about my experience with her. So in 2012, I think that's when we met. I was introduced to Margarita by a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, and we have been growing together. It's included mental lessons, physical lessons, spiritual lessons, and it's been so exciting. Yes, most of them have been challenging, but today we're going to start the year 2024 by looking at what we all talk about. People talk about purpose, energy, motivation. I call it inspiration, but we'll have a dialogue about that. And just to give you a big helicopter ride of what walking a mountain is, we're looking at inspiring the individual so that we can live our real selves, our true selves, not the selves our parents, the society has said we should be, so that we can give back to the earth and make it a bigger place and successful place for every other person who is coming before us. Anyone who's watching this, there'll be links in the YouTube channel in the description discussing or describing what the channel is about. There will be links to Margarita's podcast, her services as a counselor, and any other resources we come along the way, we're going to be putting it there. So before we begin, I would like to say hello, Maggie.
Hello, how
I'm
are you?
good. I'm good. So Maggie, in a nutshell, Maggie is a holistic counselor who is actually helping people be the best version of themselves. What she does is she's a personal trainer, she's a counselor, she's a mentor, like I mentioned, and she is everyone and anyone's best friend. So I call her my sister, my mom, because she helps me in so many ways, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, in any way, shape, or form that I need her help. Thanks for joining us today, Maggie.
Thank you.
Did
Thank you for
I miss
having me.
anything in the introduction?
Pretty
Pretty
good so
good.
far.
Far, so
We can
good.
start.
Okay. So you're not going to be kicking my butt
Maggie?
today.
No, I don't kick your. You kick your own butt.
All right. Today we're looking at understanding purpose, motivation. One of the things that just come to my mind is there's a unique way you think about things. Some days we don't even know what we're going to talk. Can you talk us through your process of picking this particular topic, especially in January 2024?
Motivation. Now, as everybody know, a lot of people have lack of motivation, but they don't realize motivation itself. The word motivation is called energy. Now, you said inspiration, but inspiration is more in spirit. Motivation is energy of yourself. Energy equals purpose. Okay, meaning purpose is to do things the way you want it to do in action in life. Okay, so from purpose is energy to small steps. So when you do a small, simple steps along the way, it's motivating you to take to the next step. Does that
Yes,
make
makes a lot of
sense?
sense.
The word purpose is to drive us to act or to action. Because a lot of people is lack of action. Yes, they think they want to do something, but they haven't got, oh, I don't want to do this. I haven't got the energy to do that. I haven't got the energy to do this. But a small step. If you wake up, go outside, that's a small step. So once you start doing, say, maybe pulling a weed, that's a small step. You're cleaning your garden, that's a small step. But at the same time, it's also exactly the same when you're going to work. It's a small step. Every little thing is small, simple steps to start the energy going. Now, Some people don't have the motivation, which is the energy, and I've said that before. But to get the energy, you need to provide your whole body an active body. Active body, feeding the body proper food, allowing the body to rest, then you can action your purpose. Does
Makes
that
a lot
make
of
sense?
sense. I just want to do a quick helicopter ride for everyone who's watching. So the first thing is motivation equals to energy. And that comes down to the fact that you need to take the necessary small step. Now, this thing called purpose requires the motivation, which is the energy to get to that purpose. Now, for the energy, you need an active body. You need to feed the body. You need to rest the body so you can continue to action towards the purpose. Did I get that correctly?
That's
Okay,
perfect to
good.
attend.
Another question would be for people who are watching this, most times people are stuck in the idea that the purpose is supposed to be one massive, big thing. They have to be.
You get to how to
Mhm.
generate your energy. Number one, good brain food. Number two, all the superfoods. Number three is exercise. Number four is killing ants. Now, the word ant stands for automatic negative thoughts. Okay, killing ants means, I'll repeat, automatic negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts means
That's
turn the
number.
negative to positive. Good.
That's right. That's what the word killing means. Killing ants, automatic
Mhm.
negative thoughts. Okay. Number five, clean environments. And make sure around you where you are, to make sure it's clean. If you got a house, make sure it's nice and clean. If you got a room, make sure there's no dust. Everything else has to be perfect surrounding yourself. Number six, positive group of people. You make sure you hang around the right type of people. If they're negative, then sorry, I can't be with you. But you don't have to tell them. You can just
Yes.
walk away. You don't have to verbalize it, just walk away. Number seven, protect your brain. Now, it doesn't necessarily, when I say protect your brain, go and get a helmet and protect it.
Yeah, of course. That's what it sounds like.
Protect your brain, meaning that all the food that you're providing for your brain is has to be protected in a way that to suit you. Because without protecting it, it can
Mhm.
damage it. Meaning you can't have like alcohol, smoking, things like that constantly. You constantly intake them to
Yeah.
destroy your brain. It's like you're going to work and then you go and kill yourself with alcohols and smoking and drugs and whatever. That's what I mean by protecting your brain without having alcohol, without having the drugs, without having the smoke, without having anything that can sabotage you and your brain. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying? Good. Number eight, new learning. A new learning meaning that you can go out and learn something small, maybe read a book. By reading,
Yep.
it gives you a lot of knowledge to your brain. Number nine, stress management. Make sure you don't stress a lot, whether work, family, friends, or loved ones. Don't stress. Just surrender, let it go. Talk it out and see what happens if you come out with an answer instead of stressing about it. Number 10, most important, sleep.
That's a big one. No, a lot of people don't sleep.
Well, that's a big one.
First of all, again, energy equals purpose. To get your energy, you've got to have an active body. You need to feed your body so that you can action towards your purpose. Now, in generating the energy we need to get to our purpose, we need brain food, superfood. Maybe we need to talk about the superfoods, but we'll get to that. We said exercise, killing ants. Look at how you turn negative to positive. Have a clean environment, positive group of people, new learning every day. Protect your brain, I think, stress
Brain.
management, and sleep. Now, when you say sleep, what do you mean by sleep? How long is the sleep in this case? Because some people can do 2 hours and say they've slept.
No, because then your body not
Okay.
rejuvenating. You need a perfect 8 hours sleep. If some, I know some of it's like working nights, but trying
Eight
to
hours.
get 6, 7, 8 hours sleep. If you can a bit more than eight, even better. But I notice in these days in life now, you
That's very
can't really
difficult.
sleep
Yeah.
8 hours. Some people 4 hours, some people 3 hours, but
Mm.
please don't. Make sure you sleep because your body needs to rejuvenate, needs to grow. Your cells needs to grow to continue give yourself
Mm.
everyday energy.
And superfoods,
Does that
give us
make sense?
examples.
Example superfood number one,
Mhm.
avocado, blueberries, broccoli,
Mm. I like broccoli. Yes.
eggs. They're very good
Yeah.
brain food. Eggs are number five. Green
Mhm.
leafy veggies. Number six, salmon, sardines. Number seven, turmeric. Number eight is shape of our brain, which is a
Yeah,
walnut.
this is true.
Number nine is dark
Mhm.
chocolate. And number 10, most important, water.
Water. Okay. I've been reading in the media, there's this controversy about water and how much to have. What's your recommendation? Not as an expert, just what would you recommend?
I'm not expert in that, but if you can drink, people say 8 liters, but
That's a lot.
some people don't even drink. Some people don't even
Yeah.
drink 8 liters. Drink as you go. So while I'm talking to you, you can just have a sip.
Okay.
Small zips
Okay.
along the way, along the day. So that way you can go to the toilet at least 3, 4 times for number one. These are number ones. Number twos, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
of
talking
course.
about. Make sure you constantly have a number ones and make sure that every day you have number twos. Some people don't have number twos every day.
Mm.
Some people have number twos twice a day. Some people have number two once a day. Some people have number two 3, 4 days later. And that's not good. That means your
Not right.
diet's not
Mm.
right. That means it's like you're eating so heavy food, it's not breaking down. Your body's not breaking
Yeah.
down. So make sure you have number twos
And
every
that
day.
definitely would impact your sleep if you're not letting it out because it just keeps you constipated. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And plus your
It's
body's
not
not
healing.
healing. When I say every night, it means that your body's healing during the night while you're
Okay.
sleeping. Because you use all that energy during the day, when it comes to night, you need to recuperate the energy again. You need to
Mm.
refuel. If you can't refuel, then you're just gonna be flat and you're just gonna have no energy whatsoever. You're gonna be, "Oh, I'm
Mm.
tired."
Okay.
That's where
Okay.
come.
I
Mhm.
remember, and I don't know why this phrase just came to my brain, and I might butcher it. One of the things we said while we were at Bring Back. By the way, if anyone who's watching this, we meet fortnightly at Bring Back Park in Melbourne, Australia. I know if this goes out, it's in Melbourne, Australia. If you're located in the Melbourne region, you're invited to come. We will explore some form of online conversations at some point. But for now, we meet fortnightly on a Sunday, beautiful Sunday morning in the park. It's not traditional,
Very,
yes, early at
very
9 o'clock,
for some
and
people.
somewhere between 2 to 3 hours, we have conversations. We'll walk through doing personal updates, how you've been the last fortnight. Then we get into the topic for the day. So if you're watching this, bring back Park, Melbourne. But I just remember the phrase you use, and that stuck with me in the last physical when we met face to face for that mentoring session. It was purpose drives us to action. And I don't know why it stuck with me. So without action, there's no purpose. Can you elaborate on why
That's
that's important?
well, it's no use having, say, for example, you're reading a book, you got the knowledge. It's no use having the knowledge sitting in your head without action. Now, that knowledge needs to be action. Now, you can't tell me, oh, I read this book. Was it great? Have you actioned it? No. Why not? So without the action, you won't get to your goal or your purpose,
No.
are you? Our whole life in earth is being,
Mm.
actioning, having it. Being, doing, and
Mm.
having. Simple form. Being, doing, and having. Now, as a human being, we are being. We are here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, we learn everything by books and by courses and everything else. Yeah, we have education every single moment of our life. We're learning from our friends, we're learning from our colleagues at work, we're learning from everybody. But you can't
Mm,
leave it here. You need to
mm,
do it. Once you do it, you start having. Being, doing, having.
yeah.
Being, actioning, magic. I call it magic by having
Yeah.
is having magic. Practically, you're creating magic out of the
Mm,
thin air. But you need to create
mm,
by doing, which is
mm.
action.
Good. Thank you for sharing
Okay.
that. Now, the other thing you mentioned that
Yeah.
stuck with me and it's became part of my homework is to get to your purpose, you need to ask why. Can you elaborate?
The purpose, why you want to get to that purpose.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So if you say, I got a goal to buy a house, say, why? You have to have a good reason why. Because buying a house, you're practically giving yourself a
Hmm.
gift. Yes or no? Well, you're giving yourself that reward so you can stay and can live under roof.
Yes.
Yes? That's what buying a house is. But buying that house is not fully yours yet. Yes or no? It's got
Hmm.
to the bank. But if you're smart about to work around that, to make that house to be yours at the end of the day, which is you doing everything, the action you're doing behind
Hmm.
having that house, to the
Yeah. I
house,
think this is where we can talk about a little bit about goal setting. And I know you talked about the SMART goals. So, yeah, go
smart goal. Okay. What did I say about smart? S stands for specific.
specific. Okay.
Specific goal. So you have to look for is a specific goal. What exactly that you do? Let's call it smart goal. So M stand
Measure.
for
Hmm.
measurable. A stand for, we
Achievable.
talk about it,
Actionable.
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 What R stand for
Realistic.
realistic.
Hmm?
Is
A timeliness.
time
Yeah.
or deadline. Yep. Time back. Now, these are goal settings that you need to do to get
Mm.
to your goals. Specifics like explain why you want that goal to yourself. Then you just go from there. And timeline, say for example, oh, I want to have a house by 3 years' time. But you have to do everything in your power to get to 3 years' time,
Yes.
yes or no?
And that's part of the action.
See? Part of your action. Good boy. You're getting
Purpose.
really good. That action that you're doing to get to that goal, that's where the
Mm.
magic happens. You get to have being, doing,
Being
and
doing
having.
heaven.
You're creating, when you're doing, you're creating magic in the
Mm.
air. People said, I don't have money. When you doing your work and you respect that money can make it apply. In other words, you make that money into your
Yeah.
babies. Baby number 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 20, they
Mm.
work for you. You want to explain to me why I say that?
I think you're getting to the fact that you earn the money, respect the money enough to save it and invest it so it can, like you always say, make it your slave to go to work for you so that you can quadruple it, to borrow your language, quadruple it, then you can keep growing it until you get to where you want to get to. Is that correct? Okay.
That's right. The hardest part of all is to get to the
Mm.
first goal. Why is the hardest part?
That's the first time you're putting in the work. And in most cases, you're not even familiar with the path. So there's a lot of efforts when you get used to the fact that you have to save the money, you have to invest the money. It becomes automatic, like you say.
Hmm? Then once you get the first one, it's the hardest one. Then the first one that you get, that's when you start using the first one to multiply to the next.
And there's a principle you taught me. You said, you do not buy your first
one.
house to live in it.
The first one's very hard because to being and doing and having is very hard for some people unless you have someone support you all the time. You have a partner, or you have a friend, or you have a mentor, you have a father or mother, whoever is supporting you. Because by yourself, you can't
Mm.
get there unless you're strong enough to get there by yourself. When I say when you're strong enough to get there by yourself, means you're strong enough mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, if you don't have mentally, spiritually, physically, and spiritually, then it's very
Mm.
hard for you. But if you look up to someone and they say, oh, if they can do this, I can ask questions and they can be my mentor along the way. Guess what? You're on your
Perfect.
way. But to get to the first goal is always
Okay.
very hard. It's the same as to get to $1 million the first time. It's very hard.
Okay. I think this is a good place to cap today's session. We don't want to make it too long so that it's easily digestible. But I'm going to do a quick summary. Today, we're looking at understanding purpose, motivation, and energy. We look at motivation as equal to energy. And that energy is basically equal to the purpose because the energy with an active body, feeding the body and rest will help you get to your purpose. We looked at ways of generating that energy, which is through brain food, superfood, exercise, killing ants, turning negative to positive, living in a clean environment so that you absorb positive energy and stay positive, have a positive group of people around you, protect your brain, learn every day, keep learning if you can, stress management, and ultimately sleep.
The learning side, you're learning every single moment
Got
of
it.
your life. Not only you're reading books and listening to podcasts or listen to us right now, you're talking to people, so you're
Yeah.
constantly learning every moment of
Mm.
your life. You need to be open to it and start action for
Yeah.
yourself. So when I say the word why is do you want that? But you have to ask yourself, why do I want that? Why do I desperately want that? Maybe you don't want
Mm.
a house. Maybe you want a car. Maybe you want to buy a TV. Maybe you want something different. Maybe you want a holiday. But give yourself a reason why you
Good.
want that.
And just to cap it, there's quick, simple steps. Remember the SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time based. So always have a time in as a deadline. All right. We'd like to say a massive thanks to Maggie for coming on today's first session, recapping that this is our very first episode, Understanding Purpose, Motivation, and Energy. And this is going to be an ongoing monthly, hopefully monthly conversation with my mentor. We're going to be talking about pertinent things that matter to everyone, setting us up for a stronger 2024. Most importantly, stay physical, mentally, and spiritually charged. Thank you for joining us today.